Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I want to talk about what an all Apple ecosystem for me would look like with all Apple accessories. Now, there's a lot of great third-party accessories and products out there, but if you're one of those people that really just want first-party everything, this one's for you. So let's check it out. All right, so we're gonna start with the iPhone, which I have the iPhone 17 Pro in deep blue. This could work with the 17 Pro Max. Now, depending on the cases, only certain cases exist for the iPhone 17 and 17 Air. Or I'm sorry, the iPhone 17 and the iPhone Air. So for the 17 Pro and Pro Max, you have three options. First one is the clear case, which actually isn't terrible, but I think you should only really get this if one, you like having white or lighter accessories, and two, you have the silver iPhone. Now, if you do have the blue one or the orange one, it doesn't look bad by any means. It does not look bad at all. So I think it looks nice and clean. It's not super slippery, and you don't see a lot of fingerprints. You don't see a lot of grease. You don't see a lot of really anything. Even on the sides, you don't see a lot of gunk or anything like that. And it's a nice tight fitting case too. So it takes a little bit of effort to put it on and take it off. Well, it doesn't take much effort to put it on, but it takes a little bit of effort getting off. Now it is, out of the three, the slipperiest, the most slippery. And that's just, it's a clear case. So that's why. So that's option one. Option two, which is also available for every single iPhone. Now, I think this might be available for the iPhone Air, 17 Pro, 17 Pro Max. I can't remember if this is available also. No, it is available also for the regular 17. All right, so you have this option if you have the 17 and the Air, or Pro or Pro Max. Now here's another option that's available for all iPhones, and that would be the silicone case. So this is just the regular black one. Again, it fits nice and tight, nice strong connection. It feels really good, gives you good grip. They have improved the, I say, dirt ability, because it doesn't attract as much lint and dirt as it used to. You got nice accurate cutouts and everything like that. I do have a screen protector on here, so you get a faint lip, but this, you might want to, I don't know, still have a screen protector. But this isn't going to do a lot when it comes to drops. I mean, it'll protect it, and it'll probably keep it from getting dented. But again, all these cases made by Apple, these are thin cases. These aren't rugged cases. They're not heavy duty cases. They're literally everyday cases, especially if you don't drop your phone that often. Now, the only one that's only available for the Pro and Pro Max, tech woven. And in my opinion, this is the best case for the 17 Pro and Pro Max if you want just Apple. I do not use only Apple products, and I can show you what I use versus what the first party is. But if I were to have only first party products or accessories, I would get the tech woven. To me, out of the three, it's the most comfortable feeling, and it's just feels better. It's the best for me, in my opinion. What do I really use? Well, I use the tank case by D-Brand. A lot of people think it looks ridiculous and horrible, but I'll tell you what, it's nice and lightweight, not overly rugged or overly large or anything like that. Gives plenty of protection. Nice big thick metal buttons. I mean, look at those metal buttons. Like, for real, that is phenomenal. And the new camera control button, which you can see right here, is outstanding. I mean, it works just as good as using the bare iPhone camera control button and the camera control button on the other cases made by Apple. Now, another alternative that you can use are the Beats cases, because technically Beats is owned by Apple. I don't have any of those cases. I have done some reviews on them, so go check those out. But those are also available for first party. All right, so that covers the iPhone 17 Pro. Next, we'll get into the Apple Watch and Apple Watch Ultra. So I have the Apple Watch Ultra 2, and if I were to use only Apple products, Apple accessories, I would go with the Trail Loop. To me, it's the most comfortable. It doesn't get in the way of typing or anything like that. It fits, to me, the absolute best, and it gives you a nice, secure fit. You can take this in the pool, you can take this on a hike, you can take this anywhere you want. The only thing that drives me crazy is if it gets wet, you kind of got to take it off and let it dry, just because it's the nature of the material. It's not like the sport bands or any of the other like silicone or rubber bands where you can just wipe off and dry and you're good to go. If you don't like this, I mean, there is the Ocean Band. That one's not bad. But if you don't like buckles or anything like that, just get the regular rubber band. Shoot, I can't think of the exact name of it. I think they call it Sport Band. But just get the regular Apple Watch band. It's very comfortable. And you don't have to deal with buckles or anything like that. And it'll keep your watch on. So that's what I would recommend. That's the Apple Watch Ultra. What am I using currently? Well, as of today, and I do actually swap with this one quite a bit. I do use this one a lot because it is so darn comfortable. Right now, today, I am using the Nomad Stratos, the black Stratos band. And this is what it looks like on the Apple Watch. One thing that drives me a little crazy with this, and so this is what it looks like right here. It's got magnetic clasps. And you have to push this to have it release. All right. Adjusting the size is kind of a pain in the ass. And if you don't get it just right, it can be very annoying. And a lot of times my skin gets pinched. I like to wear my watches a little bit tighter. And when I try to put this on, no matter what I do, I always wind up pinching my skin. Now, to me, this looks phenomenal. And yes, there are cheaper ones on AliExpress and, you know, a bunch of different other sites. There are cheaper ones out there. This is just the one that I happen to have and like. I like that there's no holes to see, which is another reason why I like this. All right, so you don't see any holes, you don't see any buckles. It's just a nice flat and it's comfortable, especially when I'm typing. All right, so that covers the iPhone and Apple Watch. Now, let's say you have an iPad. Now, I happen to have the M4 iPad Air in space gray. All right, and I recently upgraded to this from an iPad mini. I really like the mini, but the screen just was not big enough. If it was maybe 2 inches bigger, like a 10-inch, you know, it's just slightly smaller than this. To me, this is still a pretty big iPad. Now, it's thin, it's nice, it's lightweight, but really you only have one option if you want just a case and use it just as a iPad. I'm not talking about the Magic Keyboard, which I do have and I will show you in a second, but if you just want to use this as a tablet, okay, the only option out there is the Smart Folio case, which is actually a very nice, well-engineered case. So don't get me wrong, and there are cheaper options that do pretty much the same thing. But again, if you're a first-party fanatic and you gotta have Apple accessories for your Apple gear, which I can understand, this is the only way to go. You get multiple standing angles for once instead of just two. You get quite a bit more. So you just take this, you fold it back, and you can start all the way up here, and then it'll just kind of click magnetically into place. So you have this angle, and then you can slowly move it down, and it magnetically stays until you get to that where it's almost upright. And then you can also put it like this to where you can draw, and you can even have it like this where you can, you know, draw and things like that, depending on how you want it to be. It also sits completely flush. So when you want to just have it flat, it's minimal bulk. Actually, it's like no bulk at all. Like I can't even tell that it's there, except that I feel it instead of the metal of the back. So to me, this is a fantastic case. And I don't know, maybe it's something that I might stick with. But the case that I use the most is the Moft Dynamic Folio case. Not the Dynamic Folio that's magnetic. This is actually a case. So it fits across the corners, so it does give you corner protection. You can see here, there's a little bit of a lip right here, okay? And so it just snaps into place. All right, so you don't have to worry about magnets or anything like that. You can, and it's not gonna come out. That's one thing I really like about this because I hate worrying about the magnets. And you get a bunch of different angles with this. It still folds pretty much flat. This kind of comes up sometimes. But that doesn't really tend to bother me that much. It's still fairly thin, but you get vertical viewing angles with this as well. And a bunch of other different horizontal angles. That covers the iPad, iPhone, and Apple Watch. Wallets, right? We all need to carry our cards and stuff like that. So if you got to have a first-party Apple wallet, well, again, there's only one option, and that is the fine woven, which for the life of me, I honestly don't know why this is fine woven. I really don't. You got rid of the fine woven case because why? It scratched, it was trash, it was not very good. You replaced it with the tech woven. So why the fudge are you making a fine woven wallet? Just make it tech woven. Like, come on. Duh. But this is your only option. So you see here, not a bad strength when it comes to magnetic strength. Obviously on the tech woven case and the silicone case, it's going to have a tighter fit just because the materials of the case. Overall, not a bad wallet. It's got decent MagSafe strength. It does work with Find My because it's got that NFC chip built in, and it is super thin. I mean, super thin. Okay. But it holds up to 3 cards. You have to take the wallet off in order to get them. So you access them through back here, and you have to just push them up and they come out. That's the only option for the wallet. It does come in multiple colors, so that's a good thing. But that's the Apple Wallet. What am I using? I am using the Moft Movis Vegan Leather Snap Stand Wallet. That also has Find My built in. Now the Find My on this sits somewhere between this and a AirTag. So you get more options with this than you do with this, but it doesn't give you that precise location finding like it does with the AirTags. But this can hold up to 3 cards, and on top of that, besides working with Find My, super strong magnet, you can use it as a stand in multiple orientations. Okay, and you can even put it upside down and have a shallower viewing angle. So just a lot of different options, more versatility with this wallet. So this is the Moft Snap Stand Wallet with Find My. So I think that covers watch, iPhone, iPad, wallet. You got to carry keys, right? So if you're the kind that has an AirTag on your keychain, or an, you carry an AirTag on your keychain, yeah. Again, the only option is really that's made by Apple, that's, first party, is the fine woven AirTag holder. Now, I'm not going to get too much into this. I use the D brand grip one, but this is just okay. Earbuds, okay? So there are multiple options, especially if you're counting Beats. You have AirPods Max, AirPods Pro, AirPods, you have Power Beats Fit, you have Beats Studio Pros, you have other Beats earbuds, and you have other Beats over-ear headphones. But if you're strictly going just straight up Apple, really the only option I think are the AirPods Pro, whether that's 2 or 3. Now this is the AirPods Pro 3, and these are super comfortable. I'm waiting on a case. Right now I don't have them in a case, but I am waiting on a case from D brand, their grip case, and it's gonna have the hollow white skin on it. And it's gonna look really, really good. But AirPods Pros, whether that's 2 or 3, can't go wrong either way. And then I guess the last thing would be some kind of Mac, right? So if you have or want a Apple ecosystem, you don't necessarily need a Mac. If you're the type that you can use your iPad for everything that you do, then you know what? Get this and the Magic Keyboard, and you can swap back and forth. So you can put it in this when you want to use it just as an iPad, and when you need to use it as a laptop, you got the Magic Keyboard. Me personally, I love Mac OS. I love using my Mac. You have the Mac Mini, you have the Mac Studio, MacBook Pros, and the MacBook Airs, and now the MacBook Neo. Me personally, if I want that sweet spot that covers everything that most, I would say 95% of people do, just get the MacBook Air. Okay, and again, this is the hollow white D brand skin, and this will be the same skin that's going to be on my grip case for the AirPods Pro 3. The MacBook Air, I think, is the best MacBook. I have pro level editing, video editing, photo editing that I can do on this, no issues whatsoever. I can edit all my videos on here, no issues whatsoever. I can edit raw photos on here, no issues whatsoever. This can tackle everything that I need it to do. And I was using a M2 Pro MacBook Pro. Now, the one thing I really honestly do miss is the SD card reader, but I have a little thing that I can just plug into this Thunderbolt port here and use an SD card reader. Or, you know, any SD card reader I can pop in here. Apple makes their own, and that works super well as well. So the one thing that I really wish that they would change about this is just put one of these Thunderbolt ports over here. Just have one on each side and you're good to go. But that's just me, you know what I'm saying? But if you want a desktop Mac and you don't want to pay a lot of money, well, there are a couple options. There's the Mac Mini, which is a fantastic Mac, okay? Or there's the iMac. Now, with the iMac, obviously everything's going to be built into the actual display, and then you have the keyboard and the mouse or trackpad. With the Mac Mini, the computer's in the box. You have to get your own keyboard, you have to get your own mouse or trackpad, and you have to get your own monitor. I do love to sit here on this couch and just use my MacBook. I love the portability, and I love being able to just sit down and use my Mac. The smaller screen does not bother me at all. So those are that is my Apple ecosystem. And if it were up to me, those are the Apple accessories that I would use on my Apple devices. However, you can tell and you can see that I use third-party accessories for all of my devices. So just, you know, take that for what it's worth. Hopefully you guys liked the video. Please like, subscribe, smash that bell so you get notified when I put out new videos, and I will check you guys out on the next one. Later.